As a teenager and a child, what language did you speak at home?
As a child, we spoke Ukrainian primarily, and then on and off in English, but we would be corrected to speak Ukrainian at home because we did attend an all-day English school and a French school, so we spoke 50-50 at school, French and English, and then at home, my parents really tried to reinforce Ukrainian, although my father does not speak Ukrainian.
And did you go caroling with any of the organizations?
So, as a child, I used to go caroling with Plast in my group, and then when I turned 13, I would do all of my Ukrainian Christmas in Ukraine with the orphans. And so we would actually, after Sita Večera, we would dress all the kids in the Vertep nativity, scene, and we would all go caroling in the village. So that was, and I actually knew all the carols because of my grandparents and them taking the time to teach us and have, a music teacher come in and work with us as like a little family, and that was something my grandmother would look forward to, is like all four of us lined up singing. And so and I know them to this day because of that, so that practice.
How important is your non-Ukrainian parents' culture to you?
I would say we would celebrate very traditional Canadian holidays, so you have Thanksgiving and your Christmas Eve, and what else? That's how I kind of identify that culture. And so for most of my Ukrainian family or friends and family, they wouldn't celebrate, let's say, Thanksgiving and or a Canadian Christmas or on the 25th, right? But we had this weird parallel universe that we lived in that we were able to experience both. So it was that was like my dad's pride to share that with them.
Well, aside from your job, do you participate in community events or organizations?
I also volunteer with Canada-Ukraine Foundation as the photographer on the medical missions. So I've participated in a number of the missions that have taken surgeons from Canada over to Ukraine and have done reconstructive surgeries on veterans or even civilians that cannot afford the reconstructive surgeries that they need to, protect themselves and or, fix their appearance post-trauma. So I'm the photographer on that mission, and it's quite an honor to be able to document Canadian, not necessarily all the doctors are of Ukrainian descent, but it's quite an honor to be able to watch these amazing professionals do what they do best, and also in such a short period of time visually really aid people who really need help. So I've done that, and now the project has been taken over by Sunnybrook Hospital, and so last November I was on the last mission, and I'm hoping to go in the summer as well. And then also another project that I'm involved with is through the Vasily Slipak Foundation, which is situated in Ukraine. This is an organization founded by the late Vasily Slipak's brother, actually Oris Slipak, who is the founder and running the organization in Kyiv. And he does, with the funds that are raised, supports initiative for young artists to move forward within their professional careers. And so I've helped organize a tribute concert for his brother, who was unfortunately shot down on the front lines in Ukraine 3 years ago. And he was a renowned French opera singer.
You've spoken a little bit throughout about your impressions of Ukraine, but you've been there a lot, probably a lot more than most people. At your age. So just on the whole, what are your impressions?
It's my second home. I feel very, very comfortable. I'm very acquainted with it. And there's also so much for me to still explore and experience. And that's something I'm going to do until I can't. So that's the choice I've made, and that's how I feel about Ukraine.
Would you ever move to Ukraine?
I've thought about it on a bunch of occasions. I have lived there, not for a long period of time, but it was almost 2 years. If all if everything was aligned accordingly, then yes, I think I could live there.